in your experience, what do you think the most common causes for fatigue or burnout are?
Oh, that's a really good question. I do a whole talk on this actually. There's a few. There's a few. I'll list the main six.
Yeah.
So I split it down into 3 external and 3 internal.
Okay.
So the 3 external is well, like lifestyle. So your food, your movement. So if the more sedentary you are, if you live in quite a sedentary job or lifestyle, and if you're eating food that is not nourishing you, not from nature, then that is going to have an effect on your health and your vitality and your liver toxicity. So lifestyle, and then there's also your environment as well. So that could be the bombardment of electromagnetic frequencies, technology. These are all draining of our life force. Yeah. If you're not able to dissipate those stresses. And the third one, for external, you got me here, I think was chemical toxicity. Okay. As well. So chemicals that are sprayed on our food, pesticides, herbicides, coming through our tap water. There's a lot of chemicals, pharmaceutical residue as well that comes through the tap water. I've done the research on this in my book, and also household products as well. Household products, skincare products, cosmetics. There's so many. They say that the average woman before they've gone out the house has put, like, I think it was something like 465 chemicals on their body, and a lot of these chemicals have been shown to be hormonal disruptors, endocrine disruptors, or carcinogenic as well. So those are 3 external, and then the 3 internal are not living in alignment with your purpose. So for example, I had a client who was constantly getting anxiety and panic attacks. Yeah. And much of that was and it would always be like on a Monday, right? So the weekend, 4 or 5 nights of the week, he was out drinking to escape, numb himself because of his dissatisfaction with his work, and that was creating this anxiety. And so that becomes uses up a tremendous amount of energy, right? Like, if ever you felt that, yeah, anxiety, nervousness, it can even be excitement. Excitement's more of the, I don't like to label negative or positive, but it's more of the positive, I suppose. You're using it in a more cathartic way, but it still uses up a lot of energy. And so again, this drains your life force. It's like you keep getting this knock in your heart, in your soul, that's like something's not quite right. And the more we're in that discord, that creates discord, disharmony in the body. Eventually, over time, for him, it manifests as panic attacks, and manifests as anxiety, tightness in the chest, tightness in the neck, chronic shoulder and neck pain as well. For him, I'm not saying that is for everybody, yeah, but it will manifest some point physically in the body. And then again, that's fatiguing for the body to keep holding that. Yeah. The second one is, again, similar, is your thoughts. So your thoughts have an effect on your biochemistry. So there's a lot of research about gratitude, practices, compassion and kindness. All of these are higher states of consciousness, and they have a direct effect on your biochemistry. So there's research to say that when we're in states of gratitude, this is done by Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, I think, has done the research on this, is that when we are in that feeling of gratitude and practicing gratitude, then there's lots of chemical reactions that happen within the body, release of serotonin, all the feel-good hormones that are happening. And the more and more we do that, we're creating the neuro pathways in the brain as well that is going to seek more of that feeling, those higher states of consciousness, so you feel good. Then the opposite will also happen with thoughts of the lower states of consciousness. So if you're always constantly ruminating in your mind that I don't know, I'm not good enough, or I can't do that, or especially now, a lot of what's going on in the world, absorbing the fear that is going on. This is also a huge energy drain of your energy, of your life force, and over time that's going to create this fatigue, and I think a lot of people in this world are feeling that at the moment, is fatigue, just because of the fear, the news, it's a drain. It's a drain. And then the third one, unresolved trauma. Unresolved trauma we might be aware of, or we may not be aware of, but unresolved trauma that hasn't been completed, and I say completed in the nervous system, it's a little bit like you're carrying this baggage, and when you're constantly carrying a baggage, that becomes tiring and exhausting. So it's the same emotions that we're holding that haven't been resolved or integrated. And when I say integrated, I like to work with it at a somatic level, with the felt sense, hence why I use a lot of breath work and body work, so to help so that the nervous system can complete that energy charge that is sitting in the body. So if you're carrying anger, if you're constantly angry, that's again going to become a energy drain, and this can be something that goes back a lot, a long time ago, often in childhood as well. Often in childhood there's things that we haven't resolved, or just integrated into our system, and again that thought or that emotion somehow keeps knocking on the door, because it's like, hey, I want to be acknowledged, I want to be like, I'm still here. And hence we start to attract situations, circumstances, sometimes events that allow us to express that emotion. Hence sometimes we keep repeating negative life patterns and same sort of negative cycles in relationships and things like that. And so that can create fatigue for sure.
Okay.
So long answer there.
Long answer.
Big topic for me.
Let's unpack. I gotta get my notebooks. I gotta study this interview now, so I can got a lot to unpack. Hey, but in all seriousness though, guys, I'm bringing multiple options to the table. That's right, multiple options. And if you're on one of these, you're gonna see a card in the top right to watch the full episode of this clip. But if you're on one of these guys, a laptop or a PC or something of the kind, then you're going to see a thumbnail that's going to come up right about now. So why don't you watch the full episode? Click on that. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends and family. And lastly, sending you peace and strength. Let's go.